Hi everybody, just a quick video where I wanted to go through to show you how easy it is to capture, edit and upload your own gameplay videos to YouTube. So you can have your own gameplay channel with just your PS4, a headset, a little bit of inspiration and a bit of perspiration. It really is that simple. If you haven't already, you'll want to go over to Google and create a Google account. If you've already got a YouTube account, you already have one of these, but it doesn't take long to do. Just pop it in and you'll be good to go. Then what we need to do now is just set up, and we need to link your PSN account with your YouTube account so it knows to upload your videos to the right place. So just go into the settings, go down to sharing and broadcasting, and then just go down to link with other services, and then YouTube will pop up, and then you just select that and it'll ask you to put some of your details in. The next thing we want to do is we just want to set up how the sharing works. So we go to share button control type, and I like this one that says easy screenshots. So to record a video, I tap the share button on the PS4 controller twice, and I get into the menu by pressing and holding it, and I find that works the best for me. So I fired up a game now, so just to start recording, all I do is I hit the share button twice, and you should see this little icon pop up in the screen in the top left hand corner. Here it comes. There we go, so I'm now recording my gameplay. And then you just carry on as normal, and remember it'll only do a maximum of 15 minutes on the built-in DVR. And then when you get to the end and you want to do it, you just press that button twice again, and then you'll see this little message pop up. Video clip saved. How simple is that? Now, what we can do now is we can just upload that clip straight away, and it is incredibly easy. So just go to the capture gallery, go into the game that you want. What you can do is you could watch the video if you like, just to check it had the right information and the right gameplay you wanted. But what you're really looking for here is the share button, not that one. I pressed the wrong button there. So what you do is you press and hold the share button, and what you'll see is it will pop up with some options. Upload video clip, here it comes. And there we go, upload to YouTube. So we can just hit that button there, and we've already linked our account, and we can now put in our title, we can change the details, put a description in, just another good reason to link your phone to your PS4, and then we can just say share and upload it to YouTube. It is incredibly easy. But I know you're thinking, well, wait a minute, that's a little bit simple. I want to do more of my videos. I just don't want gameplay. This is where you need to get Share Factory, this incredibly powerful application that lets you edit, add transitions, add audio commentary and all that sort of stuff. If you haven't got it already, go to the PlayStation Store and just go up to the top and just do a search for Share Factory, and when it pops up, all you need to do is just download it and install it to your PlayStation 4. Okay, so let's use Share Factory. This is an amazing program where you can produce really good looking videos on our PS4. So let's fire it up and jump straight in. And honestly, if you want to get into doing YouTube and you want to create good videos, Share Factory is a great start. So let's have a look. So let's do a new project. And what we're going to be working on is a little Battlefield hardline video. Now, the first thing you have to do when it opens up is you can choose a theme. In fact, you kind of have to choose a theme, and you can download some from the PlayStation Store. Some you pay for, lots of them are free. There's not that many though. I wish there was a few more. Luckily, there is a Battlefield hardline theme that we can choose. There's also things like a PS4 theme, and there's some generic ones as well. But you know, have a look through. So luckily we've got a Battlefield hardline one. If it's for a game where you haven't got anything specific, you can always choose the PlayStation 4 theme, and then you can always delete bits as you go along, as you'll see what we'll do. So we'll choose the Battlefield hardline theme, and then we kind of go into the clips. And the Battlefield hardline theme, as you can see here in the top, consists of an intro, and if we press the right trigger, we can kind of see what that is. There's a title if we want it as well, where basically it would put the name of our video across that. And there's an outro. Anything that's got one of these little blue ticks will be included. Now, I don't want the title. I'm not a big fan of titles in Share Factory. I'm not a big fan of titles anyway in any YouTube video, so I'm just going to select that to get rid of it. So we're going to have the intro, the outro, and Share Factory always sticks its little bit on at the end as well. So let's get rid of that one. And let's have a look. It will be Battlefield Hardline, which is that one. So this is the clip I want to use. As you see, it's 8 minutes. So I'm just going to select that. And then all I do is I press the square button on the PS4. And it says, it gives me the name, Battlefield Hardline. So let's just rename this. Let's call it Battlefield Hardline. Let's go Battlefield Hardline Test. Ooh. All right, I'm at the end of the T. That'll do. You can only fit so many letters in. Now, if we'd included a title, that would appear in the title screen, but we haven't. So let's continue. Now it's going to create our video. So here we go. So we're into the nuts and bolts of Share Factory now. The bit in the middle, the screen, is what our video is going to look like, and then that blue line with the bigger square on the left, that's our timeline. So if we press the right trigger, it will start playing. There's our lovely Battlefield intro. And then it will flip over, and that's our captured gameplay. Now, the way that you can navigate around is if you put your finger on the touchpad thing and just swipe it around, you can swipe backwards and forwards. Nice and easy. How cool is that? And then if you use the top shoulder buttons, you can jump to like the very beginning, the next clip, all the way to near the end. You know, it's basically jumping from clip to clip, which can be super useful. Now, the way that Share Factory works is if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see the sort of 3 most important icons. The X button, which is add something to your video. The square button, the spanner, which is adjust something that's already there. And then the circle button, which is go back. And that's the kind of the UI that is common throughout Share Factory. And it can be a little bit complicated to start off with. You can tie yourself in knots, but if you take everything slow and just see what those buttons say they're doing before you press them, you can't go wrong. So this is our clip, say. We've got a nice intro, but let's say actually we want to trim the first minute off the clip because this is all boring and we don't want that, which is quite a common thing you would do in videos. So we would listen to the video or watch it, and I'll just choose this point here. So I now want to split my clip here. So all I need to do now is, if I want to split it, it's the spanner. So I press square and we get up our options, and there's lots of different things we can do, but the one I want is split clip, that one there. So I just select that with X, and then it hasn't done it yet. We've just gone into the split clip section. So if you look in the bottom left hand corner now, you'll see that the X and the square now mean 2 different things. X means split the clip, and square now means bin the clip. So this is where it's super easy, if you haven't noticed that, to start deleting bits. And there isn't really a go back function in Share Factory. I mean, obviously if you save as you go along, you can do that. So I want to split the clip here, so I press X to split it, and it says, are you sure? And now, this is the dangerous bit now, because what we want to do now is we want to get rid of the proper clip. Now, we don't want to get rid of that side. We want to get rid of this side. So this is now where I press the square button, and it will say delete it, and you say confirm. Now, so we've deleted that bit. But if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see we're still in the split clip section menu. So I've got to be careful with that square, because if I press that, I'll start deleting everything. This is where you use the circle button to go back. If I press the circle button, we're now back into the main things. So you can see we've got the add something, and we've got the adjust something. So let's say we want to trim some off the end as well. So let's go to the end using the top right shoulder button. And let's say we want to come back to, I don't know, here. So now I press the square button to adjust it. Choose split clip. Press X to split the clip. Confirm that. Go to the right to select, so I'm selecting the proper clip that I want to get rid of. Now press the bin button, confirm it. Now again, this is the bit we've got to be careful now, because we're still in the split clip part of Share Factory. So now to press circle to get ourselves out of that. And this would be a good point to hit the options button and save the project as well. Always save as you're going along. So there we go. So we've got an intro, and we've got our gameplay. What we can do though is here we can add a nice little bit of a transition. So what that means is if we press the X button to add something, we can come across to add transition. And at the top, we've got the transitions that would have come with the hardline theme. And again, if we press the right trigger, we can preview what those transitions would be like. So I don't know, let's say we like that one. So we press X to choose that one. And now that's added a transition. So if we watch that, we got a nice little transition into our gameplay. How cool is that? And different themes have different transitions, you know. So unfortunately, you can't really mix and match them in the same project. But if we wanted to add another one here, so we press X to add transition, and then let's have this one this time. And again, now we've got a nice little transition there going into the end. And again, this would be another good time. Let's save our project. So now we've got a nice bare bones of our project, and we've got our intro, we've got transition, we've got our gameplay, and then we've got our transition and our outro. The other real common thing you want to do with the video is you'll want to add a commentary. And as long as you've got your headset plugged in or connected, we can do that. And all we do is we just slide our finger along to select the point where we want to add the commentary, and then we press the X to add something. And see where it says add track 2. So this is where we add track 2. Now at this point, we could add music if you want to, or we could record some commentary. Now you can't see me doing it here because I haven't got my headphones plugged in. But I tell you what, if I turn my headphones on, you might well see it. Let's see if we can get this to work. Now the sound in the background will disappear on the video, but I've just turned my headphones on. Let's see what happens. And what we'll do, we'll just... There we go. So now it says ready. So in effect, I've plugged my headphones in. So what I would now do is I would press X to start recording. And I can say add clip or record audio. I want to record some audio. And it's going to give me a countdown. And then, so now I would start doing my audio clip. So I'd be saying, hi, this is just a clip of me playing Battlefield Hardline, having a great time. It's a great game and really enjoy it. And it's fantastic. Press X to stop. And there we go, we've added a commentary. Now remember, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see we're still in the add a track section of Share Factory. So we want to press the circle to go back. And now, if you look right down in the bottom, you can see we've got that little yellow bar, which means we can now we've now added our commentary. So we've got a real good basis for a nice, simple YouTube video. We've got our intro, we've got a nice transition, we've got our gameplay video, and we've recorded a nice little commentary to go on the top. What more could you want? So all we need to do now is press the option button, export it to the gallery, and then what would happen then is, in fact, I can go into it. So it's going to render the movie. So it's compiling it into, I think it's an MP4 or whatever it does. And then so it's going to be ready to upload to YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel this so you don't have to sit around watching it all. And then what I can do is, at the end of that, it would then say, where do you want to share this clip? And you would say YouTube. So what I can now do now is if I come out of here and then go into, where is it? My capture gallery. If we go into Share Factory, we can look at my rendered stuff that's been rendered already. So let's choose this one. So this is a movie that I've already done. So as you can see, it's already been rendered and it's playable. So what I can do now is if I press the share button, when you after you've rendered the video, actually in Share Factory, you'll get this menu pop up here, like so, and it's going to ask me where I want to upload it to. Here we go, and I want to upload it to YouTube. And this is where we can add on all our details. So we can go into here and we can change our title. So, I don't know. And this is quite good where if you use an Android phone, and maybe even an iPhone, I don't know, where you can link to the PlayStation app and you can use your phone as a keyboard. Battlefield vid. Obviously, you could take a little bit more time. And then we could put a description in, add a load of tags, and then what you would go down to the bottom, and then you would say share, and that would upload that to YouTube. And that is it. That is we have done it. We have created a video using our PlayStation 4. We've captured the gameplay using our PlayStation 4. We've used Share Factory to edit that video and add an intro, transitions, outro, and a audio commentary over the top, and we've uploaded to YouTube, all just using our PlayStation 4, our internet connection, our headset, and a little bit of perspiration and a little bit of inspiration. Well, a lot of perspiration and a little bit of inspiration. So there you go. I'll be doing some more advanced videos where we can go into some more details about adding different things to your Share Factory videos and then capturing gameplay using things like the Ava Media LGP Lite. But I think that's a great start. And if you want to have a go, crack on and start uploading videos to YouTube. If you've got any questions or comments, though, please put them in the box down below. If you like the video, press the thumbs up. If you want to see more of the same, make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.